Greetings, YouTube. I have not received so many requests to do a 4-star Dungeon Crystals review as I have this week. And while it's kind of cool, I guess, to have so many people wanting me to share my opinion on something, I want to caution you that I think 4-star Dungeon Crystals are great for people who are trying to, say, become uncollected and who maybe have one or two, maybe five stars. But if you are close to 10 5-star heroes, and especially in your roster, if you're between 10 and 16, you are going to be a much wiser summoner to just hoard your dungeon artifacts and keep opening up 5-star crystals until you reach that magic number of, I believe it is 16. So you can check. I'm currently in tier 1. That's the top tier for rewards. You can see I own 116 5-stars because I have no life. But when you get to 16, you will be able to unlock the ability to buy with your dungeon artifacts 5-star dungeon crystals, who will instantly give your roster more progression opportunities than any 4-star. And so I just want to challenge those of you who are maybe looking to spend your dungeon artifacts if you're close to any sort of hope. But you can achieve 16 5-star heroes by the end of the year. I would say hoard your dungeon artifacts, which I believe you can hoard up to 50,000. So just think, if you hoard the max number, you'll be able to open just about 2 fully formed 5-star dungeon crystals, or keep in mind, you'll be able to open for sure with 50,000 dungeon artifacts 2 5-star basic crystals, as that is only 44,000 dungeon artifacts when you multiply that times 2. So it is without further ado that we go through the 4-star dungeon crystals and talk about which ones are worth the value. If you are wondering, if you're new, if 3 stars are worth it, no, they're just not at all. It's the exact same rationale as the why spend 4 when you can get 5, but it's why spend 3 when you can get 4, even if you're just starting out and you've beaten like Act 1 maybe. So keep that in mind. Just a pro tip, if you will, to try to help your progression. Okay, we're going to start with the 4-star Chaos Crystal. And this starts with Heimdall for synergies is fine. Iron Man Infinity War, solid. Colossus, getting so much better, though we're not really sure how much better at the time of recording this. Angela, solid. Doc Ock, solid. Civil Warrior, miss. Vulture, miss. Doctor Strange, miss. Red Skull, miss. Sentinel, very solid. This crystal is pretty pathetic in terms of the ceiling. You know, it doesn't have like a Ghost or an Omega Red, Captain America Infinity War, etc. It does have some solid champs, but for the excitement and the artifacts, I'm going to give this a C+. I just think it is slightly better than above average, but not much better. Too much chaos in the Chaos Crystal. Avoid it if possible. Now, the Nightmare Crystal starts off with Darkhawk, who is fantastic. MODOK, very solid. Medusa, fantastic. Vegan Thor, Spider-Man Stark Enhanced, amazing. Spider-Man Miles Morales, miss. Spidey Gwen, very solid. Ultron, very solid. Black Widow, very solid. And Nightcrawler, You compare this to the Chaos Crystal, and it's a joke. This crystal between Darkhawk, MODOK, Medusa, and Stark Spidey, along with Ultron and Black Widow, is amazing. And I think it's worth at least an A- grade when you consider half the champions are very, very solid champions, and you only really have a couple champs. Nightcrawler's still fine. I enjoy my 6-star Awakened Nightcrawler, but I'm talking about champions you can pull from the crystal that will be straight game-changing bangers. I also think Spider-Man, and Miles Morales, and Thor, Vegan Thor, are not great, but otherwise, pretty dang good crystal A- grade for sure. Now we're going to the Genesis. Captain America Infinity War, amazing. Corvus, holy cow. 2 incredible champs to start out this. Just imagine if this was the 5-star crystal, right? Carnage, great. Sabretooth, great. Gamora, very good after the buff. Spider-Man Symbiote, I like Spider-Man Symbiote. You just keep parry, heavy attack, stack those armor breaks, rinse and repeat. But for the sake of this crystal, it's a miss. Sentry, miss. Phoenix, miss. Korg, great for defense, horrible for offense. Hela, fine. This crystal starts off with an incredible ceiling compared to the others. It does do some drop off, but I'm still going to give it somewhere between a B+ and an A-. The ceiling of this is a very high A, but the floor with Sentry and Spider-Man Symbiote and Phoenix is like a C. So I'll give it a 90, a solid 90%, because you start out with Captain America Infinity War and Corvus Glaive, and that is incredible. Now we're moving on from Genesis to Exodus, just kidding. We're moving on to Evolution. And we're going to Archangel, amazing. Blade, amazing. X-23, fantastic. Gwenpool, amazing. Massacre, wow. Venom the Duck, are you kidding me? 1, 2, 3, 4. The first 6 champions in this crystal are some of the best crystals we've ever seen. Champions we've seen, I should say, out of a Dungeon Crystal. Taskmaster, very solid. Agent Venom, solid. Old Man Logan is getting a buff. And even Drax, who is certainly the big miss in this crystal, is fine for many people. In fact, one of my old friends from a past alliance was incredible with Drax, and I think still uses him daily. But in general, this is a solid A value for the 4-star Dungeon Crystal. This gets my top billing. Archangel does need to be awakened, but what a great champion. Blade, incredible, even unawakened. X-23 does not need to be awakened. Gwenpool does not need to be awakened. Massacre is still a very solid, underrated champion. Venom the Duck, amazing. I mean, you're kidding me? If you can figure out Taskmaster, you take the MCSC version of Calc 4, solid champion. Agent Venom, I still think is a very solid champion. And Old Man Logan, we're not sure how good the buff's going to be, but he is getting buffed to hopefully be a lot better. The Evolution Crystal to literally evolve your 4-star roster to the better. Love that crystal. All right, we're jumping from Evolution to War. How ironic. Domino, amazing. I'm going to assume it's OG Daredevil, who at High Sig is amazing. But if it's not Daredevil, I guess I should say this isn't Daredevil because it would say Daredevil Classic. If it's Netflix Daredevil, huge miss. Hate that champion. Hulk, solid. Proxima Midnight, solid. Punisher 2099, miss. Quake, amazing. Thor, very solid, though not as amazing as used to be. Thor, Jane Foster, oh, they're in the same crystal. Is it the dating crystal? Who knows? Miss, Wasp, great. Thing, amazing. So this is a very solid crystal with Domino and the Thing as the headline, and Quake, I should put in there. Domino, Quake, and Thing. And then you got some sub-tier champions that are still very solid in Proxima Midnight and Thor and Hulk. Netflix Daredevil, assuming it's the Netflix version, which I think it is a huge miss. Thor, Jane Foster, miss. Wasp is great for synergies, so I don't want to discount her, and she can be an underrated defender as well. Punisher 2099, I'm just not a fan of, though he could be a decent defender on some nodes. So overall, I'm going to give this like an 86%, a pretty high B, another crystal that's pretty impressive. All right, now we've got the Death Crystal. Beast, miss. Cable, miss. Diablo, huge. That is an ugly start. That's an F start to a crystal. Beast, Cable, and Diablo, no thanks. Dr. Voodoo, very solid. Dormammu, very solid. Green Goblin, pretty good. The Champion, pretty good. Wolverine, amazing. Red Hulk, very solid. Mephisto, very solid. This has the floor of depression because this has some straight misses in it. It does get better in the middle of the champion tier list, and Wolverine is the white whale of the 4-star. You could be playing for years and not pull that guy from a 4-star crystal. I cannot believe I pulled 2 4-star Wolverines this week. That has never happened to me in the 4 years I played this game. Not sure why the RNGesus decided to bless me now, but I'll be thankful for it. I'm going to give this a B-, like an 80. I think if you get Voodoo or Dormammu, that's great. But at the same time, you're going to be hurting if you don't get Wolverine and you're going to get instead Diablo. No, not worth your dungeon artifacts to get a meme. It will be the death of your dungeon artifacts as well. So that concludes the 4-star Dungeon Crystals. My goal is to get this in under 10 minutes, and we are flying under 10 minutes, which means I have done my job. Thank you so much to everybody who has supported my channel this week as I go back to teaching and try to balance both my YouTube full-time hobby with my full-time real-life job as a college professor at Oklahoma State University in multimedia journalism and social media production, along with video production, if you can believe that. I look forward to seeing if anybody has good luck in these. Just know, if you're close, as I said at the beginning, save your dungeon artifacts for 5 stars over 4 stars. You'll be so thankful you did. Thanks for watching.